Excellent. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Miami-Dade College Wilson Campus Department of Learning Resources, where we happily present to you Mastering the Art of Public Speaking. Next slide. I'm your presenter, Joshua Williams. I am a tutor here for Learning Resources at the Wilson campus. I am currently a graduate student at Florida International University, and just for funsies, my passions include science, education, and roller coasters. Next slide, please. Objectives. So at the end of our time today, you will be able to, 1, identify 2 phobias about public speaking, 2, identify 2 features of an impromptu speech, and 3, develop an impromptu speech. So this is a little bit interesting. According to most studies, people's #1 fear is public speaking. #2 is death. Death is #2. Does that sound right? This means to the average person, if you go to a funeral, you're better off in the casket than doing the eulogy. So, a few phobias about public speaking. Why is it so fearful? 1, there's a lack of positive experience. Perhaps you haven't had a positive experience speaking in public. 2, the fear of being the center of attention, that idea that all eyes are on you. 3, feelings of isolation, that sense that you're up in front of the room all by yourself. 4, being judged by an audience. And 5, fear of failure. Now, can you think of any more? I'll pause for just a moment. Please feel free to enter your information, your responses in the chat box now. Absolutely. So we have some excellent responses here. A few of our respondents are that 1, it's the fear of being laughed at, which is very palpable for certain. Another response is that they're always afraid I will forget something. Absolutely. Excellent. Those are very, very much phobias for public speaking. Thank you for your responses. Next slide, please. So in the event that you have to prepare an impromptu speech, now impromptu means here that you're developing it sort of on the fly. There's not a particularly large amount of time to prepare for the speech, so you're preparing with very limited time and limited resources. Some questions to keep in mind are, what is the specific purpose of your speech? Who is your audience? And keep that in mind. Who is your audience? Third, what are your time constraints? Do you have to prepare a long speech or a short speech? Fourth, do your academic research, particularly here at Miami-Dade College's online library databases. Next, create a 1-sentence thesis statement that includes the topic and the main idea. You really want to capture your audience in 1 sentence. Next, you must have 2 main points and 2 supporting examples per main point. This helps develop your thesis. Next, it must have a conclusion. You want to wrap it up. Next, it's helpful to write your speech on paper. You may not read the speech directly from the paper, but it is helpful to write it down for your own benefit. Next, it's helpful to use visual aids such as pictures, video clips, and audio clips. And next, it's often helpful to record yourself. A lot of times, budding speakers will record themselves, or they'll give their speech to themselves in a mirror, or like you can do with any tutor here at Learning Resources, you can give your speech to a colleague or to a peer or to a friend. And here at Learning Resources, we're happy to help you with that. Some improvisational strategies that you can incorporate into your speech. Spend a moment in deep thought. Contrary to popular belief, you don't have to talk the whole time. It is okay to pause and think for just a moment about what you're going to say next. And you may not be Marco Rubio, but it is okay to pause for a drink of water. It is okay. Next. An additional improvisational strategy is to ask if there are any questions. It's helpful to periodically poll your audience to see if they're paying attention or if they're lost, if they're following you, if they're able to understand the points you're trying to convey. However, it does present an additional phobia about please don't ask any questions. However, contrary to popular belief, it is okay to ask questions. Okay, just a quick quiz. Go ahead and respond in the chat room, please. Question number one. According to most studies, people's number one fear is, and number two, true or false. When preparing a speech, it is important to neglect your audience. Go ahead and take just a moment and respond in the chat room. Excellent. We have some great responses here. Next slide, please. So your quick quiz answers, just to take a check against what you entered in the chat room. Number one, according to most studies, people's number one fear is public speaking, and you all have that answer correct. Number two, true or false? When preparing a speech, it is important to neglect your audience. The correct answer that all of you have answered correctly is false. You should always consider your audience to whom you are speaking. Okay. Let's take just a moment and take a peek at a impromptu speech delivered by two students.
Imagine anything you ever wanted in life being easily attainable in the palm of your hand. Well, today's your lucky day. We've discovered the various benefits of shoplifting. Through extensive research, we have found out three major perks from using the five-finger discount, which are obtaining free stuff, experiencing the adrenaline high, and free workouts every time. The first perk of shoplifting are the free goodies. I'm a broke student at Monsters University, still paying off my $100,000 loan. Still needing to look fly, I use that five-finger discount to get my swag on. According to criminalslikeus.edu, 7 out of 8 young adults practice the act of shoplifting every 10 seconds of the waking hour. For our second point, it unleashes the beast. Every time one enters the store, the thrill of the steal consumes you. According to WebMed.com, experiencing the adrenaline rush extends life expectancy to 5,000 years. For the third perk, it fills the need for speed. Shoplifting is a healthy activity, says Dr. Olivia Shea. Running away from mall security keeps you in shape and helps build your endurance. Finally, in conclusion, we've talked about the benefits of shoplifting, which were getting free things, experiencing the thrill, and the convenience of workouts. We're all broke college students here, so start using your five-finger discounts today. Thank you.
Okay, so let's pause and talk for just a moment about the video we just listened to and took a look at. Of course, it's a joke. Nobody would ever advocate shoplifting, especially two students. However, what we can see from the presentation, one, it's short, two, it's impromptu, three, there was a thesis statement, there were three supporting details, and finally there was a conclusion. So while although it was sparse, there was some lesson to be taken from their presentation. So just to give you an idea of what a speech could look like. Next, we're going to move on to go ahead and recap what we've talked about today. You can remember the 5 P's of any public speaking endeavor. 1, the purpose. Why is it that you're giving this presentation? 2, prepare. 3, practice. 4, pause and breathe. 5, proceed. And finally, if your foundation is solid, your presentation will be too. Build confidence by planning ahead. I've listed a number of additional resources here for all of you to take a look at your own leisure. One is the 15 free resources to improve presentation and public speaking skills. It's a repository of additional resources in addition to the resources. Additionally, there is 12 public speaking resources we're thankful for, and you should be too. And finally, I've included some public speaking tips for you all to take a look at. Now, I should note that each one of these are hyperlinks, so I would be happy to send to any of you this presentation so that you have the hyperlinks available to you. This is not proprietary. I'm happy to share. All you have to do is ask. And the chat room is a great place to do that. Finally, to wrap things up here, does anybody have any questions that can be addressed here at the public forum? If you'd like to go ahead and answer them in the chat box, that would be great. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on. I would like to just invite you to come see us here at Miami-Dade College's Wolfson campus. Learning Resources. We're located in the library in Building 1, and we're also located in the computer courtyard in Building 2 for your services. We do have a short survey that we would appreciate if you all would go ahead and complete. The URL is listed in the chat room. If there are no further questions, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude for your time shared with us here this afternoon. I would like to thank you for coming in, and I would welcome you to come see us here at Learning Resources.